Most phones are iterative upgrades, but the OnePlus 15 is a revolutionary one that sets a new record for battery life performance, more AI features, and a new chipset that ushers in a new era for mobile gaming with its 165Hz display. Getting all these in a flagship that's still under $900 is unbelievable. OnePlus doesn't want to wait until the upcoming new year to launch its flagship like in previous years. Instead, the company wants to see 2025 out with a bang before the year's over with the launch of the OnePlus 15. For the last two generations, OnePlus has managed to narrow the divide between its flagship model and all the best phones out there by undercutting its rivals on price. Both the Pixel 10 Pro XL and iPhone 17 Pro Max still cost over $1,000, so there is a huge opportunity here. The OnePlus 15 continues that philosophy, but more importantly, it feels like a completely different phone from everything else I have tested this year. That's because this Android phone doesn't just move the needle by a little, it shatters records. I've been testing out the OnePlus 15 for over a week now, and it really is the new phone to beat. Here is why. OnePlus has made great strides the last couple of generations around its camera performance, and the OnePlus 15 is no exception. This year's arrangement consists of a 50 megapixel main shooter, 50 megapixel ultra-wide, and a 50 megapixel telephoto with 3.5x optical zoom. There is a 32 megapixel selfie camera around the front that finishes the package. This all might look familiar as the OnePlus 13 also features a 50 megapixel triple camera system, but there are differences. For example, the main camera now uses a Sony IMX906 sensor, while the telephoto uses a JN5 sensor in a WS-style periscope design. Paired with OnePlus Detail Max engine that effectively enhances the performance of the cameras, it gives many of the best camera phones a good run for their money. Besides the hardware, there is a lot I love about the camera app. Not only does it have all the shooting modes I crave as an enthusiast, like dual view video for side-by-side simultaneously, video recording using two cameras and a pro video mode, but there is also the ability to shoot 8K video and 4K 120fps natively. Here are some camera samples of the new OnePlus 15. When the OnePlus 13 launched, it felt underwhelming largely because of the lack of AI features. In a time when its rivals are proving how advantageous they are, OnePlus missed this opportunity, but it redeems itself here with Oxygen OS 16. There are some new aesthetic changes to the interface which runs on top of Android 16. From a productivity standpoint, it rivals Samsung's One UI because of how it executes multitasking. It is all done with the help of the smart sidebar, a hidden tab overlaid on top of the interface that's a repository for quick access to apps. In fact, it operates much like Open Canvas that I love with the OnePlus Open, whereby it dynamically changes the layout when two apps are running on top of one another. Other Oxygen OS staple features continue to make an appearances in this latest version, like the shelf, along with more personalization options to the home and lock screens. Really, it's a good upgrade in terms of the visuals, but I still like Apple's approach with liquid glass. However, the biggest boost to Oxygen OS 16 are all the new OnePlus AI features that make the experience even more satisfying. Compared to last year's offering, it is a night and day difference. OnePlus has its own versions of many AI features I find in other phones, like an AI writer tool that gives me options to convert my writing so that it's social media friendly, as well as an AI recorder app that transcribes voice recordings and summarizes them. But it goes beyond that with even more tools for photo editing. For example, I have used its version of Google's Magic Eraser called AI Eraser, which accurately removes people from a shot with ease. It functions much like Apple's photo cleanup, but the results are way better. Another Google AI feature that the OnePlus 15 copies is the ability to create new faces in group shots so they are smiling, called AI Perfect Shot, which works incredibly well. It analyzes the photo for faces and then produces a number of options I can choose from with convincing results. As a matter of fact, there is also AI Portrait Glow, which I haven't seen before in other phones. Basically, it helps boost the lighting conditions so that it corrects areas that are underexposed or overexposed. I think of it more as an HDR auto correction because I was able to boost the exposure of my face to better stand out from the background. If you are still not convinced by its AI, then check out the before and after results. With the AI Ambler feature I applied to the one out of focus shot of the flat 500E above, it was clearly blurred with the original, but one quick tap puts it all into focus. And finally, there is OnePlus version of Pixel Screenshot called Plus Mind, which can recall information after storing screen grabs via a press of the dedicated plus key on the left side of the phone. While it doesn't technically save a screenshot, it's basically doing that, which I can even revisit in the Mindspace app. It's great for remembering event times, locations, and other important information I want to recall later, but my issue is that this requires proactive participation on my part. I would love this feature more if it could do it all on its own without me having to always tell it to remind us these details. Beyond that, the OnePlus 15 carries many of my favorite Google AI features like multi-modal Gemini Live and Circle to Search, and now that the Google Photos app has access to Ask Photos feature, it really has a lot of stuff I use with the Pixel phones. OnePlus pledges 4 years of Android updates and 6 years of security updates, the former's a little short compared to the 7 years Samsung and Google offer with their flagships, so I wish it were longer for the OnePlus 15. In years past, OnePlus flagship has always finished behind Apple, Samsung and Google, but that changes in a big way with the OnePlus 15. It's not just an iterative update, it's a substantial one that's more satisfying than anything else it's released. One thing's for sure, its new battery tech proves that phones can last longer than just a single day, considering how we have all become complacent with 1 day battery life. It's unbelievable that I can get more than 2 days out of a phone again, which is something I haven't seen since the old flip phone days of the early 2000s. But of course, it all falls back on the never settle philosophy. The OnePlus certainly continues that here. Not only does it undercut its rivals on price, which I hope it remains at $899 but it's backed with a new software experience complete with AI features that boost the experience. I just can't believe that the best phone to come out this year waited until now to be released, but it's worth the wait.